Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to day, I think it's 8 of the 31 days of Halloween or October. And the video I wanted to review today was Three from Hell from Rob Zombie. It's the finale in the trilogy of like the Firefly family kind of saga or whatever. And my buddy had this on, so I decided to watch it. I was going to buy the 4K or whatever and review it then, but I'll still buy the 4K, but I figure I'll put a review up now because I had just seen it. But basically, it picks up right after the events of the Devil's Rejects. They kind of. I thought there was going to be like some kind of dream sequence or something where they were like, oh, the finale of Devil's Rejects never happened and whatever, but it happened and they miraculously survived. They don't even explain it. They just say 20 gunshot bullet holes apiece and they miraculously survived. And then it turns into like a helter skelter type thing. They're basically in prison, and they got fans worshiping them and wearing shirts, to free them. And it turns into like basically what happens to killers in real life, where they get fan clubs and all that stuff goes down. And that's kind of like the first quarter of it. You're being introduced to Otis and Sid Haig and Baby in prison. And Sid Haig, I'm going to tell you, is literally in it for about 3 minutes in the whole movie, which is kind of unfortunate. But he was looking old in it. And the who really has the most screen time in this movie is Baby. And I know to a lot of people that probably sounds terrible because I personally thought she was excruciatingly annoying in House of a Thousand Corpse and Devil's Rejects, but in this, it's amped up to 11, but it's more tolerable. I don't know how or why, but it was just more tolerable. And Otis, he has a lot of time to shine. It's basically his and Baby's movie, and then they introduce a third character, Jonathan Brack, who played Doomhead in 31, and he played ambulance driver, and I want to say Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie, and he does a really good job. He has some really memorable lines. He's actually funny and he's brutal. He's just as ruthless as Otis. Like he's the perfect little henchman or whatever. He plays his old. I think he plays Otis's younger brother who kind of bails him out of or escapes him out of jail. And there's a long scene with like this family at a dinner table where they kind of hold him captive, and like I don't want to give plot points away, but it has to do with the story. But it's exactly pretty much like the family interrogation scene in Devil's Rejects where they got him in the hotel room and all that. It's the equivalent of that. There's a ton of gore. A lady gets her face cut off with a knife and the face is nailed to a tree. There's tons of gunshot wounds, stabbings. There's in prison there's a stabbing of one's guts on the floor and stuff, and it's a really good movie. As far as you get the typical Rob Zombie dialogue where it's the F word every 2 minutes and a lot of it just sounds forced, that's probably my only gripe. But I was expecting complete dog turd with this movie, and I was hearing from a lot of people that it sucks. So I was like, when my buddy put it on, I was like, oh, I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's poop, and we put it on, and halfway through, I told my homie, I'm like, I don't understand why people are hating on this movie, because trust me, if you like Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpse, you're not going to be disappointed with this movie. Like I have a hard time believing you would be. The Rob Zombie haters are going to hate it. I'm midway. I'm not a Rob Zombie fanboy, but I'm not a hater. I give all his films a try. House of a Thousand Corpse is my favorite one. I enjoy Devil's Rejects. It's not my favorite movie of all time. It's just okay to me. And this movie is right in the middle. I like it better than Devil's Rejects, but it's not as good as House of a Thousand Corpse. Definitely better than 31. I actually hated that movie. But I enjoyed Lords of Salem. You know what I mean? I enjoy Halloween 1. I like parts of Halloween 2. So I'm not a hater by any stretch. I'm just a casual Rob Zombie fan going into it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It had enough gore to keep me entertained. It does feel a little cheaper. It has a lower budget than Devil's Rejects, but there's no way that it's bizarre to me that this doesn't have like a wide theatrical release. Like it's October. They should have just released this in theaters for the regular amount of time a movie gets released in theaters and actually advertise it and put trailers out, because it feels just as good as Devil's Rejects to me. You know what I mean? It has what fans of that would want, and it probably would draw a crowd, but no one's advertising it. No one really even knows it exists outside of hardcore horror fans, where if the company would have put any kind of money into the promotion of this movie, this could have been big. Like it feels like the return of Rob Zombie's gritty roots. It's way, way, way better than 31. Like, way better. So, I don't want to raise everyone's expectations to crazy levels, but just know if you enjoy those first two movies, you're gonna dig this movie. It's really good. You feel Sid Haig's loss in it, or like you feel his absence in it, but Jonathan Brake or whatever his name is really makes up for it. Like there was some really tense scenes with this, and it was really good. Like I said, Sherry Moon Zombie, she gives a really good performance. She feels just like a like one of Manson's followers or something. She has some really funny moments with the main warden guy and stuff, and this like lesbian dyke lady who's running the prison too. It's I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you have hesitations of checking it out or picking it up and you like his other movies, I say definitely get it. It's a way better than I ever imagined it would be. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.